I grabbed her cell phone, look in it, it's a man in her phone performing sexual activity on his side.
When Dujunia met Timothy 5 years ago, she was a single mother raising 3 children, and Timothy promised to be there for them through thick and thin. Dujunia promised to love Timothy above all others, but now, after 4 years of marriage, the word promise has morphed into the word promiscuous, and they both won out.
I seen a number that was just very odd to me, so I called the number, and the voicemail picked up, and it was a female.
I'm not cheating on her. Number one, she's cheating on me.
Mrs. Wallace, did you in fact have pictures of men with their situation out?
Just how bad did things get in the Wallace household?
Hang on, do you go out with guys for money?
Today on Divorce Court.
Come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Dujunia Wallace and Timothy Wallace. The two of you have been married for 4 years. You don't have any children together, but you do have children from previous relationships. You do not want to be married anymore. Both of you have allegations and a request for money from the other one, and we will get to that momentarily. But before we do, I'm going to start with you, Mrs. Wallace. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why we're here today?
Yes, Your Honor. The reason why I'm here is the last 4 to 5 years that I have been with my husband. It's been crazy. I have been the mommy, I have been the wife, I have been the breadwinner, and I'm just tired of it. It's overwhelming me. I don't have any support. I don't have any help from my husband whatsoever.
Okay.
At the beginning, everything was wonderful. He details vehicles for a living. He was bringing in a lot of money. Everything was looking good. Everything was up. And then things started trickling down to where he lost a lot of his customers, and the money it just left. And it's been nothing. It's just been here and there, work here and there afterwards. But the majority of it has been on me.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you tell me your version of what's going on economically?
Okay. At the beginning, I spoiled her to the fullest. I work, bust my tail, do whatever I need to do to take care of her. When the money started coming in, when my vacuum cleaner had messed up, we had one particular car at the time, and I'm running back and forth. My car started getting, down. Folks started calling, not calling me as much. So I'm telling her, babe, I need to find me another job somewhere. She's like, okay, well, I'll take care of it until then. Okay, she told me I'm out, baby, just sit here with the kids. Sit here with the kids and watch the kids while I go to work. Okay, babe, I'll do that. But still at the same time, I'm still up trying to make things happen as well, because she'll come home, we need money. So I go borrow money from my mom, I'll borrow money from my dad, I'll borrow money.
Did you engage actively in an attempt to find new employment?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And you just weren't able to do it?
When I went, put in 15 applications a day.
Okay, I think I've got the economic picture. Let's talk about the issue of church. There seems to be a major issue about church, what's going on there, and who's doing what. Ms. Wallace, why don't you tell me about that?
I'm not going to lie. Mr. Wallace is very talented. He plays the drums. About a year and a half ago, it was a member of another group that actually told me that he was doing inappropriate things while he was out of town.
That's not true.
On the church trip?
On the church trip.
That's not true.
Yes.
That's not true.
And it came to me that this was actually the truth, because I was at work one day and we had a cell phone together where we had two lines, and I checked, something told me to go online and check the numbers of incoming and outgoing calls, and I seen a number that was just very odd to me, different area codes. So I said, well, let me call this number and see who this is. So I called the number, and it was a voicemail. The voicemail picked up, and it was a female. And I just left her a message. I was like, look, I don't know who you are, but evidently you've been speaking to my husband. This is not okay. I need to speak with you. The female never did call me back. I confronted him about it. I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, he had got a number from a girl while they were out of town.
Mr. Wallace, were you collecting phone numbers?
Let me tell you this. I'm on a record label with a group, okay? And at the time we were going out, you know, singing here, singing there. You know, you have females, you have males coming talking to you, you know, you got to sell yourself, you know, because you're selling CDs.
That's
you know,
not how you're supposed to
and you
sell
got to sell
things.
yourself. So if somebody come to me and ask me for a number or want to talk to me for something, I gave my number.
Now, let's be truthful, Mr. Wallace.
I'm being truthful.
Was this woman, did she have money, investment money? Did she have a record label? Did she have a gig for you? Or if she was she just cute?
Yeah. Really, Roxy, she had a little money by herself. She was trying to get us to come back on another show in North Carolina, you know. So I'm saying like, okay. So
this was a potential gig that you were trying to.
That's exactly what it was.
Okay, but if that's the case, why did she not call me back? Why did she not speak to me woman to woman? Oh, it's not what you think. Oh, but I want to let you know.
I don't know. Listen, if I had a hot wife calling me angry, I don't know if I'd call you back either.
When Divorce Court continues, has Dujunia been picking up random men at local clubs?
She was like, well, I was at the bar, and this guy came and was talking to me in my ear, and he was sucking on my neck. I said, huh?
Have you been living together for years but found that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court returns with the case of Dujunia Wallace, who has been trying to explain her mysterious encounters with strange men, but Judge Lynn simply isn't buying it.
Ain't nobody ever drifted up on me and sucked my neck. I just, are you cheating on her, Mr. Wallace?
No, ma'am.
Come on, you know, we're at the end of the day. She's done, you're out, it's
telling you the
over.
honest truth. I'm not cheating on her. Number one, she's cheating on me. You know, because I'm gonna tell you.
Why do you think she's cheating on you?
Let me tell you what's going on. Okay, we working off one cell phone. She don't allow me to have a cell phone.
That's not true.
She don't allow me to have a cell phone. But here I go. I grab her cell phone, look in it. It's a man in her phone performing sexual activity on himself. Not just that.
Sent her a picture.
A video.
Oh, a video.
A video.
Of him pleasuring himself.
Okay.
To her.
To her. Okay, now not just that. Not just that now. I'm going to tell you something else. There's another person sending another picture of himself to her as well. Okay, so I asked her. I said, why are all these pictures in your phone? Guess what she said? I got that yesterday. And you ain't erase it?
Mrs. Wallace, did you in fact have pictures of men with their situation out?
No, it was actually two.
Two men with their situation out. Now let me, who were they and what were they to you?
The first one, the video was actually a person I did not know. It was actually sent by a friend to me.
She didn't know.
And like I said, it was just something that was pulled up off the internet that was just sent to me. And I did correct that. I did let her know, don't send me anything inappropriate anymore. And I forgot it was in there, and I did erase it.
So, Mrs. Wallace, so the one person that got the video, you say that's from a girlfriend. Who else was sending you pictures of his situation?
There was one other person that I know very well, and I used to date him. And he wants me back.
And he sent you a picture of his stuff.
Yes, he did.
Did you put him in check?
No.
He wasn't around.
Did you put him in check?
I did.
Now, you can see how Mr. Wallace would be concerned about not one, but two sexually charged, electronically conveyed images to you. You can see that, right?
I can see that.
Then I'm gonna talk about the Hickey situation, okay?
Well, please tell me about the Hickey situation.
She said, I'm finna go out. Okay, I'm finna go out. The next morning, I said, hey, what the heck you doing on your neck? She said, huh? You did it. I said, hold up. No, I didn't. So then next thing you know, she was like, well, I was at the bar, and this guy came and was talking to me in my ear, and he was sucking on my neck. I said, huh? I said, you allow a guy to come to get close to you and to allow him to suck on your neck? Then, okay, here we go again. Here she go. if you don't do it, somebody else will.
Mrs. Wallace, do you care to respond to the Hickey situation?
Those words never came out of my mouth.
Oh,
Well, what happened?
I'm not going to sit up here and try to cover all this up because, yes, that situation did happen. It did not happen like that. We were sitting at the bar,
That's what she
and
said.
we were having some drinks. And, yes, it was a situation where a guy was there, and I knew him, and he was leaning over talking to me because, sometimes at a bar and grill it can be loud.
Right.
But he just went a little closer, and he did. He did.
Look closer.
Now, I got to tell you, though.
Look closer.
I've been out and around and dating and this and that, unmarried, dating in a club, rocking and rolling. Ain't nobody ever drifted up on me and sucked my neck.
Exactly.
I just,
When divorce court continues, how far will Dujuana go for money?
But I've actually had guys be like, well, hey, if you go out to dinner with me, hey, let me give you $100. Let me give you $200. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Ms. Wallace, while you were married, this is happening. If you were married, would you ever go out with someone else for money? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call now.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court returns with the case of Timothy Wallace, who says his wife Dujuana is all about the Benjamins, but has Timothy put Dujuana in a bad position financially?
Can you admit that we really haven't been pulling your weight?
But I went out with guys before. I went out with guys before, and he knows that. But the reason, but it
When you
kinda,
say you went out with guys, I mean, everybody's gone out
Get
with
money.
guys before.
Get
For
money.
money?
Get money.
For money?
And then
But
she
he's
come
like-
back.
but he's
When she-
like-
Hang on. Do you go out with guys for money?
no, I have actually went out on a couple dates, but I have actually had guys be like, well, hey, if you go out to dinner with me, hey, let me give you $100. Let me give you $200. That's a lie.
That's a lie. Ms. Wallace, while you were married, this has happened?
But why do I have to do that? Why do I have to do that? Because my
Exactly.
husband is not providing.
Oh, providing.
But
Hey.
when I do, it's always in moderation. It's nothing inappropriate happen, and that is
That's what she
concrete.
say.
That is
I would
concrete.
love to go
That's what she
home
say.
one day and tell my husband, hey, Eric, needed some cash. This guy wants to pay me $100 to go to dinner with him. See you later.
But what if
Now, Mr. Wallace,
Yes, ma'am.
Can you admit that she's kind of been out there on her own economically for a while, hanging out there, and you really haven't been pulling your weight?
Oh, I have been pulling my weight. Number one, if she ain't got no money, ask her who makes sure she get at work. Me. I will do whatever it takes. Wash a car, cut the grass, whatever, to make sure she get to work. So she can get to work. Not me, her. I be sitting around, stuck at the house.
But she kind of wants you to get to work.
Okay.
Is the
But
problem.
if I go to work, how can I go to work and I'm constantly looking out for her? Every time
it can be done.
if she got the car,
You can get work. You can
Thank
get to
you.
work. Now, let me talk about what you're seeking. Mrs. Wallace, you are seeking $4,152, which represents 12 months of truck payments in the amount of $346 apiece. Why don't you explain to me why you want that money and why you believe this court should award it to you?
Recently, we decided to get another vehicle together because we only had one.
Okay.
So we decided to go ahead and start looking. Actually, I wanted one that I could actually pay cash for and not have to worry about that. But I'm at the dealership and he's like, babe, let's go ahead and get this SUV and I'm gonna help you. You don't have to worry about it. I promise you. I got you. I got you covered. It's been since March. When have you had me?
okay. Get what? Why should I have a person and she always say, this is my truck?
What was the conversation at the
Okay,
dealership with
the
respect to
dealership-
who was going to pay this
Okay, we agreed on doing it together.
together?
Okay, together. So we went to the car lot. So she's sitting there when they found out that the payments were going to be what it is. Now she was, I don't know, maybe I should have bought me a car cash money. But When you first got the money, I told you.
Now, when she said maybe, she saw the number, 346, and she didn't like it. What did you say?
I said, babe, I got you. I'm going to help you.
When divorce court continues, Judge Lynn's warning to Dujuana.
You know you're a little scandalous, right?
Well,
Hey, you got all that pretty going on, and pretty is a dangerous thing. If you were married, would you ever go out with someone else for money? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call now.
Divorce court returns with the case of Dujuana and Timothy Wallace, who after 4 years of marriage and more than a few indiscretions, have decided the party's over for their marriage.
Now I want to talk about the $2,000 you want from her.
Okay.
You say you want $2,000 for, which represents $1,000 per year for child care service you rendered to her child.
Yes. All
That
three
is
of
not
them.
yours.
It's not
her
mine.
child from a previous relationship.
Yes.
Now, make an argument to me for getting that money.
Okay, I'm gonna explain it to you. She going to work, working 12 hours a day. That's how she told me, babe, stay at home, watch the kids. I was getting up, making sure they got their haircuts, make sure they bathe, make sure they got their clothes on, making sure they getting to school on time, picking them up from school, fixing their dinner. You know what I mean? I'm doing all this because she's at work.
Well, she was paying the rent, right?
Yeah,
She was
paying.
buying the food,
But
right?
I was right there with her, though.
You were living there.
I was Yana, she said telling you that I haven't did nothing, but actually speaking, you think she'll be with me this long if I haven't been doing nothing?
Well, she leaving now. So here we go. You know you're a little scandalous, right?
well,
Hey. You got all that pretty going on, and pretty is a dangerous thing, because guys will do anything to get a little taste of pretty.
I told
and
her
Mr. Wallace, you need to be quiet.
Yes, ma'am.
When you commit to a marriage, you commit to a man. If you decide, and no matter what his economic situation is, if you don't want to be with him anymore, you respect that. But you don't go out and go to dinner with other guys and pay money and all this. Mr. Wallace, you came up weak. You know you came up weak. And I don't think you went back. I think that once you kind of get in the routine of not being in the routine of work, it becomes a habit with you.
Oh, I just don't sit home, though.
No, I know you probably do the little this here and a little this
Right.
there and a little this all over the place, but she's looking for something more steady and more secure, and she feels like that she's out on your own. She's leaving. It might just be the best thing for everybody. So let's talk about the money. 346 times 12 for 1 full year of future truck payments. I can't award you future truck payments. I don't know if you're going to keep the truck, sell the truck. That's a presumption of what is going to occur in the future, and I don't know if it's going to happen, if it's going to be repossessed. I can, however, obligate him for the truck payments he said he was going to help you with in the past and failed to do so. You say the car was in March?
March 16th is when we purchased it.
April, May, June, July. 3 months. And I think he said he was going to help, and I think it wasn't rational for you to believe that he was going to pay them all. It just wasn't rational because he didn't have that kind of money. But he did say he was going to help. I'm going to do a little rough justice here and say that help could have been to the tune of $100 a month. So I'm going to award you $300 for what he should have done and didn't do. I can't award you $2,000 for being a housewife and staying at home. Do you know what I mean?
You just had to be there just to see it. I wish you was a fly on the wall so you could see.
But I've done it. I've been there. I've taken care of children. I know what it involves. And when one person takes care of the kids and one does the house thing, that's what that is. You don't get paid for it as well, because you're getting paid for it by having the other person bring the money into the household. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
You might have been able to ask for transitional support if you had a little bit of it more going on, but you didn't ask for it, so I can't give it to you. So in the end of the day, $300 in favor of Mrs. Wallace. It is so ordered.
Thank you.
All right. Parties may leave the courtroom.
First thing I'm gonna do is probably step my game up, go out and find more jobs, trying to find